It all just blends together. Okay, awesome. Cool. It's Tuesday, so that means Pilates. So before we start, let's just take a quick stretch, sit up nice and tall. Take those shoulders down away from the ears, arms up above our head. Just feel the length in your body. Take your arms down. Just roll our shoulders up and back. We were all probably sitting like this all morning. So up and back. And let's just take our chin down. Take it up. Gently look up to the sky. And up. Look to your right. And back. To your left. And back. And then tilt towards one shoulder with one ear. And up. And a gentle tilt the other way. Just wanted to, and let's just swing our arms a little bit. Let's keep ourselves up, and now we'll get started. But wanted to do a little bit of anti-sitting, if that's a word. I made that up. Anti-sitting. Actually got a standing desk that's coming this week because I realized my posture was hurting, and so I started doing all these back exercises. So now that we're going for the long haul, you got to have the right stuff for your back. All right. So come into all fours, shoulders aligned with elbows and with wrists and knees aligned with your hips. We're going to take a nice inhale, and then we're going to arch the back, look up the head, feel the stretch across the whole abdominals, and then round. And arch, and round. Let's do a few more of these. You can do it at your own pace if it feels better to go a little faster than me and that feels good for you. Make sure that you're distributing the weight throughout your entire hand. So you're not just kind of stressing the wrist, that you've got it on the whole hand. Awesome. When you're ready, come back to center. Oh, we have someone in the waiting room, so just hang on a second. I wish it made a sound, because I'm lucky that I looked, but it doesn't make a sound. Maybe that's a setting I can learn. Okay, cool. So come back to your all fours. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one leg out behind us, keeping the rest of our body in a nice straight line. So we're not letting our hip tilt us to the side. We're just keeping that steady balance. And we're going to take the other arm in front of us. So we have opposing one leg and the opposite arm. We're going to lower and raise for 10 on each side. Keeping the head in line with the hands. I mean, not the hands, the body, I'm sorry. This is 9 and 10. Hold, think nice and long, lower down to your all fours. Take the other side, lift that leg out up. Take the other arm out. I'm bringing my thumb up because it feels nice to rotate up as an opposition for what we do when we're typing. And we're going to raise and lower for 10. And bring it down. All right, we're going to take one leg up again, so the right leg, and we're going to tap towards one side and then tap towards the other. Holding that core nice and steady, keeping the weight distributed on the wrists, not sinking into the shoulders, but keeping yourself holding the shoulders. And if you find your back arching, you want to think about zipping up your ribs to keep yourself in a nice neutral position. Zipper on the ribs. Last 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg down. Take the other one out. Same thing. Cross and cross. Awesome. We're gonna take a quick child's pose. And we're gonna come on onto our backs. All right. Awesome. So let's take this opportunity to roll down to our backs. Chill when it's rise and stretch, not just like get there. But since it's Pilates and we're doing abs the whole time, we're gonna slowly just lower, thinking about bringing the whole back down slowly and with control with us. And find yourself on the ground. Awesome. Take your legs up to tabletop. That's definitely going to engage the abs just immediately. And check in with where your spine is. Our lumbar vertebrae is the lower vertebrae in our spine. It has a natural curve, like so there's a space, which I'm sticking my hands in. You just want to be careful during all the exercises that you're not exaggerating. Like, you want to close that down and press in and keep it in neutral. Cool. So we're going to take our arms up and our chest and our head up. And we're going to do tiny little beats for 5. So we're going to breathe in for 5 and then out for 5. You decide what your 5 count is, because you might have a bit more breath or less breath than someone else. But when you breathe in, really expand your whole belly, and then exhale for 5. Keep those beats going, tiny and little and fast, because you're doing a lot of core work, even though you're not moving. Make sure you're still breathing in for 5, out for 5, at whatever your own pace of breathing is. Maybe you want to try to lift yourself up just a little higher. You're feeling a little bit more strong today. Let's do 4 more. 3 more. 2. And 1. So whatever you're on, just finish your last set of in and out. Come on down. Take a second and hug the knees to the chest. And roll a little bit on the mat, giving your lower back a nice little massage moment, a very happy massage moment. Feels good. Cool. Okay, we're gonna take our legs back up to the tabletop, but take our arms out to our sides in a T position. So back up to tabletop. And what we're gonna do is we're going to drop our legs towards one side and then use the side of our muscles, of our obliques, to lift them back up. And then go to the other side and lift them up. So they're not touching the ground, they're just going, and then we're catching them and bringing them back to us. But my shoulders are staying on the ground, so that's the twisting motion. So we're not like rolling everywhere. Our torso is steady and it's just our lower body that's going on the ride. You can face front. I just keep looking at the camera just in case someone shows up and I see the little button that I gotta let them in. But you can definitely keep your neck neutral looking up at this guy. Let's do 2 more on each side. So this is 1 set, and then this is 2. And we're gonna take it down. Take a second to relax those legs and just move them side to side. So this is our little windshield wiper moment, just to kind of cancel everything out, feel good and ready for the next thing. Okay. So we are going to do our single leg pulls. So one leg is going to be out straight, one will be bent. You're going to pulse the leg in and then switch. You're ideally raising your shoulder, head, neck up. If that's very painful, you could do it with your legs down. You'll still get some abs, but it'll just be a little bit more muted, the effect. Or if you have a yoga block and you're like, my neck, you can always have it here and then temporarily put it down and then come back up when you're ready. So all options. So here we go. And you want to support that extended leg with your back. Pulse in. And think about energy shooting up from the toes of the extended leg. Like whoosh. And then just make sure that you're not sending your leg too low, that your back arches. So just be mindful of that. Take a breath on each switch. So I'm breathing in and then out. In and then out. Awesome job. Keep going. We're going to do 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Bring those legs in. Hug them to your chest. And again, any sort of like rolling of the lower back or the shoulders just to get a little bit of massage. Take a second and just bask in it. Awesome. So we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna progress it to our straight leg pulls. So same thing, but we're gonna have our legs straight. Before we do that, let's just take a quick second and just stretch a little bit so that the mobility thing is not a difficulty or concern. So take one leg out, hip on the ground, take the other leg, bring it, the knee towards you, and then straighten that leg, and then pull it towards you. If this is something that you're like, I need a support for it, you can use a yoga strap, a towel, you have a TheraBand, literally a t-shirt, whatever you need to like, I'm holding an imaginary towel, to like put it behind you and then pull it towards you. So feel free to grab something if you need. I cleaned my apartment, so I don't have random things around. Sometimes I just like have a t-shirt that I can just show in the demo, and it's evidence that my apartment's dirty. But it's not as messy today, so I can't demo. Take the leg down. Bring it back towards the ground. We'll do the other side. If you have a hard time keeping the hip on the ground of the leg that's not in the air, you can always bend the leg a little bit to give yourself a little bit of cushion, and that should make it easier to keep the supporting hip on the ground. So we're gonna take the other leg, pull it towards us. This is my less flexible leg. Yay. Probably should have done the opposite order, but it's all good. Take the leg up to the ceiling, and then grasp it either using a towel. You can even use your leggings. Just don't grab onto your joint. That's the only not allowed part. And again, if you need to bend your leg a little bit to keep your hip on the ground, that's fine too. On this side, I gotta do that. And breathe. Stretching is good. It's so good for you. And take it down and back. Okay, so now we feel a little bit looser. So now we're gonna do the straight leg pulls. So we're gonna breathe on each chain. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So here we go. We're gonna come up, squeeze our abs, take one leg towards us, pulse it towards us, and then shoot the other one out. A lot of energy. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Really pressing those abs as if your belly button is magically going through your organs and hitting the ground. That's what you want to think about. Make sure you're breathing. You like breathing. After this, heads up, we check how we're doing on time. Okay, after this, we are probably going to do, wish we had time for more, but we're probably gonna do some bridge, then maybe some side plank, then some work on our stomachs, and then some stretch to finish up. So that's like the brief of what's next. Let's do 4 more. Hopefully your abs are getting a little tired, because that's the goal. Last one. Come on down, take a rest. Do whatever you need to do for a second. You need to get a drink of water, you need to roll around. Man, 30 minutes is so short. I have like so many things I want to do. We're not gonna get to them all. It's very sad. But when you're ready, we are going to come to a side plank. So we're gonna put our forearm on the floor, shoulder in line with our elbow, wrist coming out and hand there to support us. Legs are to the side. And I'm gonna put my top leg here today as a support. And then I'm gonna rise up. And the important part is that my hips are stacked, right? That I'm actually engaging the hips. So come up to your plank. If you wanna do a full awesome plank today, you totally can. I'm just gonna go here for today, show this version. We're gonna bring our arm up and hold it. And then we're gonna bring the arm over our head and then bring it back. Think about lifting those hips as you do that and bring it back. Again, you can have your leg out or here, but really just thinking about keeping those hips up as we move. Let's do 2 more and then we'll go to the other side. Gently lower those hips. Sit on up. Woo! Face forward. Take the arm that was on the ground above your head. Stretch over to this side. Say, ah, maybe. Because it does feel good to stretch after you do a plank. I think. Really wanted to roll like a ball, but we're probably not gonna have time for that today. So, side face. Let's do the other side. So, hand, elbow down, same thing. Align your shoulder and wrist. Again, options are to be here or to be here. I'm gonna model this one today. We're gonna lift our hips up. Keep those shoulders stacked. Arm above the head. Again, you could be here if you want. Up to you. Hold the plank for a couple of minutes. Not really minutes, seconds. Feel those hips rising. And then we're gonna take the arm over and back. Over as we think about really lifting our hips each time. And back. Over and back. Keep breathing. Keep the hips up to the sky, nice and strong. Let's do 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold the plank for just a couple more seconds. You got it. And gently lower with control. Try to just flop and relief. Gently lower like you are in control because you just did that, so you were. Bring the legs in. Take the hand up, nice and tall. That always feels weird when you have it here. Now it feels like I was on a boat. My hand just feels very bizarre after like being free from holding me. Stretch to the side. and come up. Okay, we're gonna come down to our stomachs, but we're gonna do that via a reverse push-up so we can sneak in a tiny little bit of upper body into Pilates. So, come to your plank. While we're here, we're just gonna hold it for a few seconds because it does engage the core, and then we'll come down to our stomachs and have the 2-minute upper body bonus, as I will call it. So hold that plank, keep your abs drawn in, nice straight line. Just breathe, keep the head in line with the body. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna slowly lower down through reverse plank. Woohoo! And we found ourselves on our stomach now. But we're not gonna come up and do a vinyasa because it's Pilates. So cool, we're magically on our stomachs. You're going to take your arms to your sides like you're a football goalpost in human form. And you're gonna gently lift through your abdominals and lift those hands with you. And then lower. Try that again. And lower. Keep going. A couple notes as we do this. You want to think long so that your vertebrae are elongating as you come up. You don't want to think about like a crank and pushing yourself up that last bit, because that can force the vertebrae in your back to compress in a way that they're not used to, not supposed to, don't like. You want to keep the vertebrae happy. Let's do 5 more of these. And you can decide what range of motion works for you. So if that's here, that's awesome too. Last 2. Last 1. Take the hands as your pillow, shoulders down and away from the ears as you do so. If you don't want to find yourself here, just take the opportunity. And we're gonna press, we should have been doing this before, I should have said it. We're gonna press essentially our hips, our feet going into the mat, engaging our glutes, engaging all of the hamstrings, and a little bit of the quads. And we're gonna lift up and lower. Not a big movement. Doesn't mean you're not working. Make sure you're breathing. I'm exhaling out as I come up and in as I come down. Let's do 4 more. All right. Today we're going to do alternating lateral Superman-esque things. So we're going to do like right leg, left arm, and lower. And then left leg, right arm, and lower. While we're doing this, we're still thinking about keeping our core nice and engaged. Glutes engaged, pressing into that mat with our hips. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and last 1. Gently press yourself back into a child's pose. So hands under the shoulders, push yourself up, and sit back and round the spine, head on the mat. Let me check how we're doing. Okay, so we got to stretch. Time flies so fast in these classes. roll on up. Find yourself in a kneeling position if it's comfortable for you. If it's not, you could always decide to just sit like this. Either way. We're going to take our arms up nice and tall. Stretch one arm up and then the other. Feel long. Take the arms out nice and long to the sides. Stretch yourself towards one side. And up. Towards the other side. And up. Take the hands behind you, clasp them together, keep the shoulders down and back. Open up your chest. Look to your ceiling. Take your hands down. You're going to contract to round the back. Sit up nice and tall. Shake it all out, and let's just do one quick stretch for the neck. I feel like the neck takes a beating when we work on our computers. The left. Back up to the top. And down. And let's just roll the shoulders back and down. All right, thank you guys so much. Hope to see you soon. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so for me, it's just rise at 8:30. Thursday is abs. And then Monday is yoga and rise and stretch. So there's 2 on Monday. Cool.
Great, thanks, Julie.
Yeah, good to see you all, or like virtually see you all. Bye.